And there we are again with the Caterham Iberia 420R and 7 Racing Race 2 of this weekend of the Zandvoort Summer Trophy. Zandvoort, the Netherlands, along the seaside with, well, semi-sunny weather here, nice temperatures, and it's really okay weather to race here. We have on pole position Oliveira, the number 6, followed by Diogo Tavares, the number 7, whilst the cars are going into the formation lap. And on third place we have Gonçalo Lobo Dovale, the number 30 car on 3. Then on fourth place Daniel Ferreira with the number 28 car and the number 70 car with Jose Rodriguez at 5. Then at sixth place the number 83 Pedro Reis Ferreira at 6, and at 7 the number 33 Tiago Loureiro. On 8th place then with the start number 77 Gonçalo Nobre da Vega. And then we have on 9th place the number 18 car of Phil Jenkins, and from yesterday I remember that's the red one. Then 10th place the number 11 car Thomas Teixeira. On 11th we find JJ Magalhaes, on 12th Saraiva, on 13th Anthony Barnes, on 14th Santiago Ribeiro. Danny Killeen at 16th place is Magalhaes Jr. Then on place number 17, Andre Matos. On 18, Tom Heyman Joyce. Then on 19, Francisco Villar. And 20th place, Lev Krivoshein, who yesterday was also on the roster, I believe, on 2nd, I think. Anyway, cars are on their formation lap. Or the warm-up lap as we call it, because with this start it is a formation lap because we have the pole position on the right on the side of the pit lane, so we have a rolling start of course for the race with Oliveira taking the lead.
And very interesting race yesterday, and we're in for an interesting race now that'll last 25 minutes. And we're sure to see a lot of slipstreaming, because that's what these open cars do. They rely on slipstream very much, so if a group can stay together, they'll still stay together for a long time. We're in for a lot of overtaking action. The 420R, so the slightly quicker version, 210 bhp. These engines in these Caterhams. The 7 Racing is Great Britain, a UK based class, and Caterham Iberia is mainly Portugal, but maybe 1 or 2 Spanish drivers, although most of those Spanish drivers are not here this weekend.
Cars are now going towards Arie Luijendijk corner, the banked corner, which is the corner that ends into the main straight here of Zandvoort, between the pit lane and the main grandstand. So the safety car goes off track now, and that means that Oliveira in the number 6 car on the side of the pit lane is doing basically all the work and taking care of the speed at the moment. The lights are still on red. Oliveira is driving very, very slow, waiting for the red light. Yet the longer he waits, the less advantage the people behind him will have with slipstreaming towards Tarzan corner. Now the lights must go off, and there they go. And then Oliveira is gone. Well, everyone else could expect the lights go out, but he's still in the lead, and this is the advantage he has. No one is able to dive into slipstream with a couple of 100 meters to drive towards Tarzan corner. Oliveira, and we see some parts of cars going off, but I think it's only a wheel cover. Oliveira still in the lead going into corner number 2, Gerlach corner. Then into the steep banked corner called Hugenholz corner, which is corner number 3 here at Zandvoort. And yeah, the best to take there is the high line. It doesn't look a very steep corner when you see it from the camera angle, but it is when you drive there a car. And another car at the back end is probably the one who lost his wheel cover. We see a little bit of smoke coming off the rear right wheel.
Yeah, that's probably somewhere his tire is hitting something along the way. so smoke coming from the tire. But at the front, Oliveira with perfect timing, with his right foot when the lights went out, and nobody else could match his reaction time. So it's Oliveira from pole position at the front. Behind him, Gonzalo Lobo do Vale with the green car also had a pretty good start, and better than Diogo Tavares, who was alongside Pullman Oliveira at the front, but he lost a bit of ground. He was a bit slow to react. For the first time through Arie Luijendijk corner, the last bank corner before the straight, and the slipstreaming can start, and it happens right away with Gonzalo Lobo de Vale on the attack and passing Oliveira into the first corner, into Tarzan corner. That looked easy for Gonzalo Lobo de Vale. Coming out of the slipstream, well, reasonably early, enough overspeed to pass Oliveira on the left-hand side. Brake late for Tarzan corner, and then steer into the corner first. Jose Rodriguez is now third. He comes from 5th position, so he's gained 2 places in the first lap. The man on first row, Diogo Tavares, is 4th. Pedro Reis Ferreira 5th, and he started from 6th. Then Gonzalo Nobre da Veja, and then Daniel Ferreira in 7th position, and he came from 4th, so he lost quite a bit of ground. Then the 7 racing cars, and I think they will be the numbers 78 and 56 in 20th and 21st position. We'll check that. And we'll also look for instance, Anthony Barnes in 14th position. He's in the same class as the leaders, but he might be in the 7 Racing Championship. Wat is er vandaag in Assen?
It's Gonzalo Lobo do Vale who is in front of Oliveira. Difference start-finish around 1/10 of a second.
Yeah,
then
but
on
not
third place,
anymore,
Rodriguez. Oh, it changed again.
It again. It's,
he is third
Oliveira.
now.
Yeah, it's Oliveira now.
Or not.
And it's Diogo Tavares in second. So that's what happened with slipstreaming. One lap you pass somebody and you get to the front of the field, and the next lap they do it.
I think he
just
is
the other
second
way
again. He's second again.
Yeah,
he was for a short moment of time he was third in Hugenholt's corner, but then he became second again behind do Vale. Then Rodriguez at third, but it's really close with still 20 minutes and around 15 seconds to go. And on the back of the straight we have a really wide part of the track, and you can see it on your screen. It's really wide, so you can try different lines there, trying to overtake or taking some speed with you until the next corner, because exiting corner number 10 is quite important, because you have quite a long straight of a couple of 100 meters that leads into a 90 degrees corner to the right, and then a 180 degree corner to the left, and yeah, you have to brake very hard, but you can do something in there. At the moment it's again the green car from Gonzalo Lobo do Vale who is leading the pack, going into he is going into the number 13 corner, now number 13 within the Arie Luijendijk corner. As far as I know, the green one is Gonzalo Lobo do Vale.
But he passed Oliveira again somewhere at the back of the track, that I missed in our pictures. Whoa, what a pack.
It is close, and who's the guy who's in the inside? No, he doesn't have a lot of meters to brake, so it won't bring him any advantage at the moment. well,
And it's
depends if
Lobo
he's.
Vale again.
Yeah, yeah. He's. Is he? Is it Oliveira and Tavares or
Oh,
Rodriguez?
and two cars hit each other. One is sideways through Gerlach corner. He's now on the right-hand side after Gerlach, so out of the way, but still rather dangerous. The rest of the field arrives, but he's on his way again. And that was in the battle for 4th position. Now at the front it's Lobo do Vale, then it's Oliveira. Those have come through without problems, but who was it then? Was it Tavares who spun? Might have been, or was it, no, I guess it's Rodriguez that spun.
Yeah, I wasn't able to check. For us, it's a little bit difficult because the numbers on the car are not always good to read and clear to read. And of course, this championships visit Zandvoort once, and we don't know all the colors of the car. So if you know the championship very well, please bear that we have a little bit more of difficulties recognizing each car and each pilot in the car. So yeah, just bear with us for that. Okay, Lobo do Vale is still in the lead, but what's happening behind it? And we saw already in the previous lap that there's a lot of possible with slipstreaming. They can come out of Arie Luijendijk corner any moment. And what we see is a couple of meters advantage for the guy in the green car. But after that, here is a big battle for second. How is it going? Still well.
And it was Gonzalo Nobre da Veja who spun in Gerlach corner, 2nd corner, who got on his way again. So the number 77 lost a lot of ground. But he is racing again. That's the good news. Now battling at the back of the straight, and yes, that situation, turn 9 and 10. Oh, there's a crash there. Two cars in the midfield hitting each other coming out of the corner. One went slightly sideways and then sort of T-boned the other car, and the other car has got Barnes on the back of the car, visibly the text Barnes. Now, is the driver called Barnes, or is that some company that sponsors him? I'm not sure. We'll check who that is.
It is a sponsor because there's no driver called Barnes. But what I...
Anthony Barnes.
There is, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I couldn't find him on the list here, the number 13 car
it's
then probably.
him. And
no,
then...
He's not on our list here.
He got hit by Francisco Villar maybe, or Magalhães.
And we have a new lead.
Yeah. And it's the man who started 2nd, Diogo Tavares, now leading Gonzalo Lobo do Vale.
And just sorry to interrupt you, Ron. I saw some extra wheel covers coming off the cars in Tarzan corner. So whoever delivers wheel covers to this racing championship has a good business, probably Caterham, of course.
Absolutely.
Because the wheel covers are all over the track.
Yeah, that means that it's really close racing. And close racing you expect with cars not with open wheels. Well, these have open wheels, but they do have wheel covers. Or how's that called? Wheel arches, I think it's called. And they lose them by bundles. Yeah. So Tavares now leading, and then it's really nice because lap after lap we'll see these overtaking maneuvers and this slipstreaming going on. Now coming out of turn 9, and then in that turn 9, when you position yourself on the inside, on the right hand side, bear with your colleagues, with the competition on that right side, stay there. You might be in some advantage at turn 11 because that's a 90-degree right hand turn, at least the beginning of the Hans Ernst corner. this moment, no changes, at least at the front, but probably at the end of the next straight where they'll be
We
heading
have a
for
safety
now.
car. We have a safety car on
Ah,
track.
safety car.
Is that because one of the cars was like in corner 8 or corner 10, or is there too much debris on track? Also possible. We talked about the wheel covers, as we call them. So is there a lot of debris on the track or whatever? We'll see. Tarzan corner. I have to check what's going on there, but safety car with 13 minutes and 30 seconds still to go. And we'll have to check. Yeah, there is a lot of debris in Tarzan corner. And I think the marshals will need one lap to get rid of all the debris on track.
There is still some 30 cars in competition, and the best of the 7 racing category from the UK, I think, is Phil Jenkins at the moment in 7th position overall. He's 5 seconds down on the leader, but of course the field is now bundling up, now getting closer, so then the differences are small anyway, but that does mean that he's still in the lead group with a chance for an overall win, because basically this whole group of 5, 6, 7 cars at the front could win this, although it's mainly Tavares, Lobo Dovale and Oliveira that have actually led the race, none of the others just yet. And a car is being towed on the back straight. So that's probably, that might be Barnes' car actually, who crashed coming out of turn 9. Anthony Barnes. We have Magalash Jr. in the pit lane, Matt Reeve in the pit lane. He's one of the 7 Racing UK contestants. So then 32 cars still in competition. Quite a field. Great to have them all here. And admittedly, in some classes there have been some problems with the sound level, but apparently these cars do not have that problem as much, so they're still able to compete and allowed to compete this weekend, and that's what gives us this beautifully large field. We've got 10 minutes to go and the clock is counting, and now there's also time to get rid of some of the debris in Tarzan corner.
Which really takes a lot of time, because we already had one safety car lap behind us, and the debris could have been removed from the track already.
Yeah, that's what you expect. Sometimes it's a matter of priorities. First do the big things and then the small things, but it's better to do them at the same time, I guess.
That means another lap behind this safety car, whilst the Barnes car is towed away from the track.
I'm not sure what happened to the other car, where I guess that was Magalash Jr. that hit Barnes' car.
Yeah, but
That's what I thought.
he is in the pit right now. Yeah.
Yeah, but he did drive off from the wreckage of Barnes' car.
Yeah.
Did compete at least one lap and then came in because he was either behind or in front of Barnes when the accident happened. So I guess it must have been him. There's two Magalhães, by the way. Magalhães, they're both called JJ. Now I don't know what they're.
One is junior and the other not.
That's right. So junior crashed, I think, and the other one is probably senior then. But he doesn't want to be called senior. It's better to call your son junior. That's more positive, sort of. Although the son might think differently. I'm not junior anymore. I'm an adult. Maybe he's only 16 years old. You don't know. They're probably allowed to drive these cars once they're 15 in most countries in Europe.
Yeah, when you're coming from karting, this is really a nice car to drive in.
It is.
We do have some beautiful camera
angles,
mounted cameras around the track. Other ones are mounted on a really nice place, but really low. And when at the end of the day the sun is coming from the seaside, but at the beginning of the day the sun is coming from the east side. And that means that the sun is low, and then you get a lot of shiny tarmac, and that makes it really hard to recognize or to read numbers on the cars when the sun is shining more or less directly into the camera. So at some points for us it's really a nice camera view. At other points we cannot see anything of the numbers on the car. So sometimes maybe we're a little bit wrong, but we'll try to do our best to give you some of the information we have here, at least. So Diego Tavares in the lead, Gonzalo Lobo Dovale, the number 30 car, number 7 car in the lead, the number 30 car with Dovale on second. Still Oliveira at third with the number 6 car. He was originally the pole sitter. Then Jose Rodriguez with the number 70 car on 4, and Thomas Teixeira with the number 11 car on 5th position.
Yeah, and the situation with the cameras is interesting because with a big race like Formula 1, for instance, they have some, I don't know, total of 30 cameras around the track. Now, the more cameras you have, the closer you can get with the camera, because then you can afford to just cover one corner at a time, or part of a corner even. So maybe one camera going into a corner, one camera coming out of the corner. But if you're limited in the amount of cameras, that depends on budget of course, you have to have a wider angle. So maybe use one camera for 2 corners. And with I think 7 cameras it gives you a wider angle, so a slightly longer shot.
But to be honest, I think they did a great job placing the cameras around the track and doing the job. And in this case, they even take 3 corners with 1 camera. So they really found out to place the cameras on the right position.
Yeah.
At the other hand, for us, it's a little bit difficult again to read the numbers of the car. And again, we do not know all colors of the car. So we probably, if you're a big fan of Caterham, you follow the live stream over and over again, you'll recognize a lot of cars without seeing or reading the number. But yeah, in our case it's a little bit different today. I see that the lights of the safety car are still on, so that means that we'll have another lap behind the safety car.
And
on
with
the other hand,
5 minutes and 20 to go,
I saw a medical car also leave the pit lane. So probably there's something else that we don't know about, that the doctors have to go to, because normally the medical car doesn't go out during a safety car situation, except when there is a medical need, of course, for it. So I don't know, but could also be something.
Yeah, with now less than 5 minutes to go, it does mean that at the end of this lap they might have one more lap at full race speed, or they might finish behind the safety car, which is always a bit unsatisfying, but okay.
Yeah. Just one note: if you see in Tarzan corner the white big thing that's there, that has all to do with building up the track, preparing for the Formula 1 Dutch Grand Prix here at Zandvoort, building the paddock club building all the. You can't see them behind the grandstand, but they're building a complete new village here. And within a month or 6 weeks, you will not recognize this whole track anymore. The grandstand will be expanded like I think like 5, 6, 7 times.
Yep.
It will be a long grandstand with thousands and thousands of people, and you will absolutely not recognize this track again. So that's what started in the past weeks already, building up this, yeah, like town for Formula One within the dunes of Zandvoort. Still 3 minutes and about 45 seconds to go behind the safety car for this race of the Caterham Iberia 420 Air and 7 Racing Championships. So yeah, we'll have to wait, Ron, like you said, depending on the end of this track, if the safety car will leave or not, if we can do, let's say, 1 or 2 racing laps.
Yeah, end of this lap we'll know if there will be a sign last lap and if the lights will go out or they will. They might. No, it's not possible for the safety car to now slow down so much that we get a checkered flag right away. It will be at least one more lap, either behind the safety car or at full race speed, which of course we hope. It's always nicer to have a finish of racing cars than a finish of cars behind a safety car. And no sign of the lights going out. the field does slow down, so probably they think or hope at least that the safety car will go off, but we haven't seen that information from race control just yet.
Well, I think
But
the
they
speed
are,
goes up. So
yeah, they are accelerating.
Yeah.
There they go. And
Safety cars in the pit lane. Yeah.
Jogo.
Yeah, what we see right now,
it's very
that's
strange.
a big issue because the cars are overtaking before the line here on the straight, and they are not allowed to do that after a safety car situation. So I think in the top 3, top 4, they make big mistakes doing that, because then the race control will take action on this. Probably.
Yeah. I think Gonzalo Lobedovale, who's now leading, will be in big trouble. Will get penalized because of this, because yes, you're right, he passed Oliveira. Oh, and another crash. And is that Diogo Tavares? I think it might be. Also battling for a position. Might be somebody else altogether. Well, let's see who's missing.
We do have a safety car situation again. So that means the end of the race.
Yeah.
It started already with the restart after the safety car, where Gonzalo Lobedovale and Oliveira passed Diego Tavares before they passed the line here on the straight, the start-finish line. So in any way, they were wrong. Dovale and Oliveira, as far as I know. I don't have all the technical information here, but in general, when you pass, you're not allowed to pass then.
Oh, yes.
So probably there will be some talks after this race.
No, it's the leader behind the safety car that decides when to speed it up, and the others are not allowed to pass before the start-finish line. That's completely correct, Arthur.
It's a pity that we had so many laps behind the safety car, because it's such a beautiful championship with Caterham Motorsport Iberia and Macmillan 7 Racing. Yeah, well, it is what it is. We had around 10 laps now for the race, but we had like at least 4 or 5 laps, I think 4 at least, that were behind the safety car, and also the end behind the safety car because of the crash. And of the start that didn't go, or the restart that didn't go very well behind safety car. So, okay, Gonzalo Lobedovale now still first, Oliveira now still second, Diego Tavares now still third. But we really doubt if this will be the official outcome of this race, because these mistakes were made with the safety car situation. So, in my opinion, it could be that Tavares, Rodriguez, and Teixeira will be 1, 2, and 3 at the end, but that's not on us. That's on the officials, and of course not of us for doing the commentary. So this is what we think, but yeah, okay, we don't know for sure, of course. So we're now in the lap at the end of the race. Cars will leave the track, and yeah, let's wait what happens.
Yeah, and I think it was Daniel Ferreira who crashed coming out of Hans Hugenholtz's corner on the left-hand side. He's coming into the pit lane, so yeah, he managed to get away there, but he hasn't passed the finish line. And the other two that aren't there, Andre Matos and Duarte Lisboa. And maybe one of them at least was involved in that crash, or maybe both. Maybe there's a third car that we hadn't seen with that crash after Hugenholtz's corner. That concludes this Caterham Iberia 420R and Macmillan 7 Racing UK race. They'll race again later on today at 1:10. I'm quite sure we'll have live stream again for that race, so let's see you back then. For now, it's Gonzalo Lobo de Valo first over the finish line, followed by Oliveira and Diogo Tavares.